Hello, hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Jeune Mama podcast, where we talk about all things pregnancy, postpartum, motherhood, tips and tricks, and more from a Senegalese American perspective. I'm your host, E28 Gueye, and today I have a very special episode with a very special guest. And I know I say all my guests are special, but this one is extremely special because she's my friend, my sister. I'm going to give her a chance to introduce herself, and then we'll get into the episode today.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here, Jeune Mama podcast. We've been planning this for like ever.
Forever.
But both of us being busy mom, today is the day we finally were able to do it. So hi, my name is Tene, and many of you guys might know me on Instagram as Tene Rahim?
Tene Rahim, yeah. Okay, tell us a little bit more. So how old is your child?
Okay, so now I'm a mom to a beautiful baby girl. She's 18 months old. She's my word. She's my rocks. I love her so much.
Aww.
So yeah, I've been living in the mom word for like the past 18 months, I must say. Yeah,
18 months already.
Yes.
I just remembered, time is flying.
I know.
We were just talking about them turning 1.
I know. You remember, we just celebrated it 1 year birthday not long ago. But
I know.
Yeah.
And so your daughter is 3 months older. And so for everyone listening, Tene is a person that I bothered with every single question that I had when it came to pregnancy. I'm so happy that we were able to do that together. Yeah, it really made the experience, at least for me, a lot better.
Yeah. No, because it's I think it was a trimester apart from each other. So everything that I went through, she would text me. I was like, girl, that's normal. I went through the same thing. And it's good to have that because I had that too because my friend, Charo also, she was 3 months behind or something like that. So yeah, so I would ask a question, then whenever you have question you ask me, and I was like, that's normal, girl. It's totally normal. So it's good to have that.
Trust me, you got me through pregnancy. Every single second I'm like, do I need to go to the ER? And she's like, no, girl, that's normal.
That's normal. Yeah.
No, it was so good though. I'm glad that we had that experience together, and you're actually one of the reasons why I started the podcast because we don't have that community.
Well, yeah,
so sometimes you're pregnant by yourself and you don't know who to ask questions to.
Yeah.
Sometimes our moms, we don't have the relationship where we can ask anything. Yeah. So it's really nice to have somebody that you can rely on, like a sister. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes. And with that, we can talk about something that we talked about so much while we were both going through it. And the topic of the day is breastfeeding.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what are your general sentiments on breastfeeding?
Okay. Breastfeeding is a journey. But I just wanted to start off by saying that for any moms out there, whether you're breastfeeding or whether you bottle feeding your kids, it's okay. Because I feel like there's this, I don't know if it's in the Senegalese culture or it's just the culture that people look down on mom that feed their kids bottle. Mm-hmm. But it's as long as your kid is healthy and then they get the nutrition that they need, it's fine. Breastfeeding, though, it's a journey.
Yes.
It's a journey in ways that before my baby was born, when I was pregnant, I was, always on Instagram. By the time I gave birth, my feed was probably all about pregnancy, breastfeeding. So I feel like social media kind of pressured me into thinking oh, I need to make sure my milk supply is up. Mm-hmm. I need to make sure I'm always pumping. Yeah. I breastfeeding is the way to go. And, before giving birth, I always say I wanted to breastfeed unless I have a medical condition that's, stopping me from breastfeeding my kid. But that's why I always did my research before. So I would look into what ways can you, get your milk supply up? What should you be drinking? Girl, for you first mom out there, don't take it too hard we did.
Oh God,
because we literally take breastfeeding to heart, and I gotta apologize to you because I did that because I was like, no, girl, you have to pump every 2 hours, 3 hours. You have to make sure your milk supply is up there.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was stressful. As a new mom, stressful. It was really stressful.
Super stressful. And I think in our culture, we think that it's just because maybe the social media influence is not there, you see everybody around you doing it. So that's what your body does, and that's just what's normal. But like you said, the social media aspect, I was looking at different pumps. If my supply was down 1 ounce, I was like, why? Yeah. And just thinking about that, it was so stressful getting stuck in that cycle of oh my God, I don't have enough milk. My baby is not growing. And like you said, as long as your baby is being fed, doesn't matter if it's breastfeeding or bottle feeding, that's the only important thing.
Yeah. And I like for me, I had 3 different pumps. Like I literally have a manual pump. I have like a wireless pump. I have like the easy one, sugar pump.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like it comes with being a first time mom.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you're clueless.
You don't know.
And then you have this tiny human being, and then the nutrition, the food, everything depends on you.
Yeah.
So you feel like if you don't have enough milk, you might be failing as a mom.
That's true.
And it's like if you don't have enough milk, there's an alternative, which is like you know, you can give them formula.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think like if we were to have kids again, obviously we would do a lot of things differently. Yeah. But even to this day, like we're both still breastfeeding, mm-hmm. and when I stopped thinking about breastfeeding is when breastfeeding got easier. Yeah. When I stopped pumping and sterilizing bottles, and it used to be a daily thing. Like I wake up, I wash all the bottles, I put it in the sterilizer, and I'm pumping. Like I had the wearable pumps too. Yeah. So one day I was even in the car with the pump in my breast, like just pumping and driving. Oh, and then I got there and I was like, oh, I have so much milk. And so I was like, maybe the wearable one is the better one. Yeah. Then over time, my supply went down. So I'm like, maybe I need to try this one. So I was going up and down, trying all types of different things just to get milk. And then because my baby is super small. Yeah. So I was like, am I not feeding her enough? Is she growing fast enough? And then Senegal, they would say like, oh, I actually had someone in Senegal tell me that.
Oh my God.
I went to just visit them and they were holding the baby and they were like, and I was just like, what do you want me to say?
No, Senegal, like they would just say the most, and then that's detrimental to somebody's, especially as a new mom, because you're like, oh my God, am I doing something wrong? But just to give you an example of how like breastfeeding was just, and pumping was just taking a toll on me. I remember one day, like it was probably 2 weeks after I was born. So I would drive to this lady. She's like a doula, so she would give our massage and stuff. Mm-hmm. So just to tell you, pumping was like consuming, like it was consuming. So the drive was 45 minutes. So I remember I would put like the wearable pump, and then during my drive I would pump, and then when I get there I would like empty it out. So I think one day on my drive back home, I pumped for 45 minutes. I got home, everything spilled on the car. Oh no. I literally had a meltdown in the car. Calling my husband, I was crying.
I don't blame you.
Crying? I was like, because during that whole day, like I felt like I didn't pump enough. So I'm like, I was worried. I'm like, what is she gonna drink at night? Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I was like, oh, it's okay, I'll pump on my way. Everything spilled, and I was literally crying. I will never forget that day. I was crying. But then at night, when she was hungry, I just gave her the boob.
And you were like, oh, solution.
And I was like, oh, solution. And then I stopped pumping.
Is that when you stopped?
Oh yeah, not that. But after a while, I would say when she started eating solid, that's when I literally like kind of put a break on the pumping, and then I would just breastfeeding. Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes your life easier.
It does.
The spilled milk thing, no one can understand that until you go through it. To pump so much milk and for it to either go bad because you didn't use it fast enough or to spill it. That's something I don't wish on my worst.
No, I'm telling you, it's stressful. You just feel it's so stressful.
So stressful. Yeah. I remember when. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say. I remember when I stopped pumping. I went to Senegal, and it was even harder to wash and sterilize and keep up with it. So I gave up when I was in Senegal, and then when I came back, I was like, that was kind of nice. And like you said, I could just give her the breast. We had the benefit of working from home being home more. So it's like we put ourselves through all that stress for no reason.
No, that I like I said, I feel like it's just being a first time mom, because after that stage, because inshallah, if I was to have another baby, I'm not pumping.
You're not pumping at all?
I'm not pumping at all.
I can see,
because I feel like, let's say, hopefully by then I will have the privilege that I had being home with my kids.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
way. It's like when you need the boobs, you just give her the boob.
But I think too, one of the reasons why people pump is so the dad can feed the baby.
Well, yeah.
So sometimes you want to either do something or you want them to bond with the baby.
Yeah.
I think that's the only benefit. Mm-hmm. If you are not working and you just need to leave a bottle. But if you're home with your baby, honestly, it will save you guys so much trouble to just give them the boob and not pump. We were like looking up foods that make you have more milk, drinking body armor, like we were chugging coconut water. Oh my
Everything
God.
That works for me, I'm like texting Ida, look, listen, I have this lady, the doula, she sell me this Rui, the sunguf. It was so good. I'm like, yo, Ida, listen, this lady, she sell this this sunguf is so good, it will get your milk supply on. Like literally, I got so many of that.
Oh my God.
And it's sitting at home.
Obsessed. We were obsessed with breastfeeding.
First time, Mom, I'm telling you, we did a lot of things.
It's a nice journey when you think back to it. You're like, wow, that was it was hard, but it was necessary for us to go through it.
Yeah.
So it was definitely beneficial, but breastfeeding alone, like, oh my God. The first 6 months are tough.
Yeah, the first 6 months really are tough though. But I loved it. I loved it. It was stressful, but I would say that I love it. I enjoy it because, you know, I feel like it was always a bonding moment for me and my baby.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
I'm feeding her, looking at her, you know, this little precious baby, and you just, it is a good thing. So, but I don't ever want, you know, because sometimes I feel like society look down on women that can breastfeed or choose not to breastfeed. Because I know people who choose not to breastfeed because, like I say, like especially as a first time mom, you can at the beginning it can be really stressful and it can take a toll on your mental health. Yeah. So a lot of them choose to, you know, give their kids formula because they didn't want to have to deal, you know, when you're dealing with postpartum. You don't also want to have to deal with pumping, like you said, sterilizing the bottle, cleaning the bottle, all of that. That's waking up at night. It's too much.
It is a lot. It's a lot. I think that's a good point where we have to give people more freedom to do what works for them. Yeah. Sometimes you can breastfeed your baby for 2 years, and that's no different than somebody who, well, I don't want to say no different, but the experience that person has is different than somebody who gave them a bottle. It doesn't take away from the person who gave a bottle just because that's what you chose to do. Yeah. And I think we have to get out of the mindset that the only time you would give your baby a bottle is if you have to go to work or if you know, if you don't have milk. But that stigma around it is detrimental to women who don't produce as much milk. They start feeling like they're not a good mom, they're not enough for their kid, and that's just not healthy for anybody.
No, that's true, and especially in Senegal, because in our culture they think that if you're not breastfeeding your child, something is wrong with you, or you choose not to, and that's not true. Some people, they might be taking medicine, some people might be like, it might be a health problem with them, the reason why they can breastfeed. That's true. Some people just, but their body just can't produce milk. So, you know, and then, you know, Senegal, they always point everything you do. And sometimes, you know, my auntie once told me this story. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing it, but I remember when she gave birth to her first child, she went to Senegal, but she was telling me like she wanted to breastfeed so bad because it was her first child. She just felt like that's because she's not breastfeeding. She felt like she wasn't a mom. And then she's like, one day her husband like kind of found her giving the baby the boobs, even though the doctor told her you can't breastfeed because she was taking some medicine. But when she went to Senegal, they were like, why are you not breastfeeding her? Huh? You should give her the boobs. The boobs is better. And it's just like, imagine, like, she's already feeling like a failure as a mom because she's not having that bonding moment with her child. Yeah. And then you don't know what are the circumstances why she's not breastfeeding. But you're already telling her like she's not doing it right as a mom. So I feel like those are things that if you see someone breastfeeding or someone giving the bottle, don't ask questions.
Just mind your business. It's literally none of your business. Like, I think they always assume that you should just be breastfeeding no matter what. And that's not the reality that we live in anymore. People are busier. People have circumstances going on that you may not know about. Yeah. And sometimes actually it's the child that they get. My mom says I stopped breastfeeding between 6 and 8 months. She's not sure which one, but I didn't breastfeed for a whole year.
And you turned out just fine.
And I'm fine. Okay. So sometimes it's not even the mom who doesn't want to, it's the child. So you just never know. It's the same thing with like asking people why they're not married, when are you going to have a baby. Just get out of people's bodies and people's business. Like, you don't know what trauma you may be causing somebody just by asking them these questions.
I totally agree. Especially like be easy on first time mom. Because, you know, I feel like as a first time mom, like, it's just a job. Like, imagine someone give you a job position. There's no description to the job. And they say you have to figure it out. That's literally what we had to do. We had to figure it out because our mom did not teach us, this is what to expect when you have a baby. No. Everything we learned as a first-time mom, we literally had to either research it, look at Instagram. And sometimes Instagram, but it's like pregnancy, and also motherhood is different for everyone. You know, like your baby might like the bottle, my baby might hate the bottle. Like your baby might like the pacifier and mine doesn't. Yeah. So it's like you have to figure everything out on your own. So when you see a first time mom, please just give them grace. Yes. Don't question. Agreed. You know, don't question why they don't do this, why they didn't do that. Especially something they know that is beneficial to their kids. Yeah. I don't think any mom will want to not breastfeed.
Agreed.
You know, because we know like the first year or the first 6 months is like everything, all the nutrition that your baby needs is in the boob.
Yeah.
You know, so every mom goal or wish is to breastfeed. So please
just be nice.
Question.
I know.
Yeah, like.
Especially here, and I think if we were back home, maybe we would have developed like thicker skin around it. By the time we were moms, we wouldn't be so bothered. But I think here, growing up here, I don't know if what the experience was for you, but like my mom, she stressed me out more because it was like, and like no shade to my mom, I love her, but it was just like the constant like Joko Enby, give her the boob, and I'm like, I just finished giving her the boob, or like with pumping, you know, even so there was no way to win, because if I didn't give her the boob, I would get in trouble. If I was pumping, it's like, I didn't like, don't pump so much, give her the boob more. You give her the boob, you're like, oh, do you have enough milk? So me, I was pumping to see how much milk I was getting because she was so small. I wanted to make sure she was getting the right amount of ounces. So part of me bumping was to control the amount that she was feeding and to track if she was feeding enough. But then that was a problem because it's like, give her the boob. If I give her the boob, I don't know how much she's had.
That's true.
So it's like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I don't know if that's enough. Oh, I'm getting in trouble no matter what I do. So I think growing up here, we almost get more judgment because we're seen as like not following our traditions. We're seen as trying to defy things. Like my mom always says, like, you guys think you know everything. You need to be asking for help. You need to be asking for advice. It's like, but just also listen to me when I tell you like, oh, this hurts, or I'm doing this for this reason. So that's just what I wanted to say about that. Girl, it is tough.
No, I feel like in our culture, like you can never do, I don't know how to say it, like, but it's never enough.
No.
Like, I feel like people will never be satisfied. Even if you do something, they will either question it. And like you say, like, this is true, especially when you live here or you were raised here, you spend so many years here. They think that you are clueless to so many things. Yeah. And most of the time, it's like, I know what I'm talking about because I went and did some research. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not like I'm just, walking around having no idea what to do.
What's going on.
But every little thing, especially when it comes to our kids, we either do some research or like me, we ask someone who already been in the same situation as us.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't know what they're doing. And I feel like our moms need to let us parents on our own. You know what I mean? Because even to this day, like I get the question, you still breastfeeding her? You need to stop. And I'm like, honestly, my wish is to breastfeed my baby on time too.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm tired of it.
Something
nasty inside. Like, I'm tired. But I feel like, because I don't know, I read somewhere when it says that, even in the Quran, I don't know. I don't want to,
I did some research.
It says that it's like every little thing that the child need is in the mom's breast until up to 2.
Yep.
So I heard that. And then it's like someone told, like, Ustaz or something said it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I'm like, you know what? Right now, I know that my child doesn't need the breast because she's eating regularly. But I chose to. I want to breastfeed her until she's 2.
Yep.
It's a personal choice, and I feel like in our culture, you don't get to do. You
don't get to make no personal choices. Yeah. No, you get to do what you're told. And you're right that in the Quran it says that. It's the right of the child to breastfeed up to 2.
Oh, see, right.
So like it's a right. And
I didn't know that.
So no shade to anybody who can't do it, because if you can't, then you can. But if you can, it's your choice to. And it's something that is only beneficial to the child. You're not hurting them by breastfeeding up until 2.
No, we're hurting ourselves because sometimes it hurts because now they're big girls.
And they're biting us with their teeth. And I guarantee you, if you stop breastfeeding her now, someone, maybe not the same person, but someone would be like, you already stopped. Why didn't you go till 2?
Thank you.
You literally can't win. You basically just have to do what works best for you and say yes, the power of yes. I said it in another episode. I was like, I just be like, yes, inshallah. And that's what's going to save you from so much scrutiny, so much like lecturing. I'm telling you, just say yes.
Just say yes, and then behind closed door, you do what you want to do.
Yep.
Or what you feel like as a mom, like this is the right thing and this is what I want to do.
Yep, exactly. And in our society, they say like women, like baby girls breastfeed for 1.5 years, baby boys 2 years. Where did that come from?
Yeah, it's like, why?
I'm not really sure. And they always talk about nampo good fameti, and that I have heard multiple times. I would love to compare. Maybe we should ask a friend that has a baby boy.
Yeah.
But like, they don't explain things. So it's like, just tell me why, and maybe I would be more receptive to it. But they just give these statements, and you're supposed to go with it.
And that's how they used to. That's how people do it. No. Leave
mommy buy one.
I was like, that's still old century. Like, we're in the 21st century. Like, things are totally different.
And I feel like our moms tell us the things at the wrong time. Like, when I was pregnant, you didn't tell me anything. Now I have a baby and you want to tell me everything.
Thank you. Because it's like, no. I figured it out until here.
Yeah, I did my research. Like, I know the internet doesn't have all the answers. Social media definitely does not. And our parents are good resources. They are. You know, they have multiple kids, so they know something. Yeah. They just have to be willing to share it and share it in a nice way. I don't like being yelled at or scolded.
I feel like them, sometimes they don't share it. It's like they tell you and expect you to do it the way they tell you to do it. Yeah, that's
true.
And it's like, you told me something. I heard you. But if I can modify it and do it my way, I'm going to do it my way. Yeah. And I think that's what it is to parenting. Parenting is not like, one shoes fit all. No. Yeah. Everybody and their way of parenting, whether it's the way you want to go about your pregnancy, the way you want to go about giving birth, or the way you want to go about, if you want to breastfeed. And it's all like a personal choice. So you can like help or like advise, but allow the person to make their own choice.
I agree. How do you feel about breastfeeding in public? Because I know back home you just breastfeed anywhere. Yeah. Here, were you hiding when you were breastfeeding, or were you like whatever?
Here, I mean, I don't think I ever breastfeed in public, but when I was a baby, we did some travel back and forth in Jersey. Okay. And sometimes I'll be sitting around people. I don't care. Yeah. I would just whip her out and then let her get the boob, even for now. And then I just make sure I cover myself and cover her. But I never had a problem breastfeeding outside because I'm like, or a woman will go to the bathroom. I'm not going to the bathroom to feed my kids. Because when you're hungry as a grown up, you will pull out whatever you want to pull out and eat. This is my child and
this is their food.
Yeah, this is their food and they're hungry. So I would just whip her out and give it to her.
Thanks to social media. In the beginning, I used to cover and then be peeking and looking like, how's it going? Now I'm like, let's go. Like you said, I'll make sure I cover her and cover my chest. But I'm not as stressed about it as I used to be. And I think so that's the balance between our society and Western standards. Like the West will have you thinking you need to go to the bathroom or you need to go to the nursing room. Yeah. It's like nobody has I'm telling you, nobody has time to be stopping what they're doing, taking the baby over there, finding somewhere to sit. Like, no, y'all don't.
Or finding those moms' room in the airport. Sometimes it's like, it's a walking distance. Yes. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until we get inside the plane and I would just give her But in Senegal, what I love is like, moms in Senegal don't care. Like, people can be around and they will be hanging out. And it's just I love that because it's just boobs. So
it is what it is. Oh gosh. Okay. So now we are 23 minutes in.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, that was good. So we can, we talked about, do we want to talk about like the methods of breastfeeding? We talked about pumping and manual. Do we want to talk about pumping at all?
I mean, yeah.
Like how to pump?
How to pump.
Or maybe that could be a separate episode because then there's different types. Okay.
Because the pumping, I think it just depends on the machine that you get.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. I think we covered a lot of things. Okay, good. That was good. How do you feel?
I think I'm okay.
Good. You did good.
I forgot the camera.
No, good. You're just talking. Yeah. With you. I think that was really good. Okay.
But maybe how to make sure that your insurance is supposed to give you a free pump.
We could talk about that.
Yeah, if people know that, because
that is true.
Your insurance, like they are supposed to, you have to request it ahead of time, so they'll send it to you.
Yep, we could talk about that. Yeah. Okay, so let's get. So something else that I wanted to bring up. Actually, no, let me not. Yeah, I will record 50 minutes and when I edit it, it's 28 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy. God. But it's fun. Okay. So something else that we should talk about is when it comes to pumping, we talked earlier about having different types of pumps. Yeah. But you brought up a really good point that your insurance can cover your pump. Yeah. Or a free pump. So tell us more about that.
Well, so depending on the insurance that you have, normally, like let's say by the time you get to 8 months or we entering your 9 months, you can request a pump from your insurance. Your insurance is supposed to cover it. Like you go, I think there's a website depending on the insurance you have, and then they will give you different kind of pumps, and then you pick from it.
Okay.
You know, and the one thing I also want to mention, maybe because social media, they have all these expensive pumps and stuff. At the end of the day, it's just how the milk can come out. There's nothing special about it.
There's nothing.
You know, because I have 3 different ones, like 3 different pumps. I had the manual one, and I'm like, the noise was just driving me crazy. Then I wanted to like walk around the house, and so I got the wearable one, the wireless one. And then, you know, that one was like uncomfortable, so I just, everybody was like, oh, the
one that you just the handheld one.
The handheld one was faster, and it's so funny because the cheapest one worked best for me, which was the handheld one.
And it's so convenient.
It's so convenient.
The one that I got from my insurance, it had this like racol, this tube, and I'm like putting it together. The flange wasn't right, and then you plug it in. You have to put it on there. Oh, let me stop that.
Oh, we did good. This wasn't bad. I was thinking 2-3 hours.
No, it's good. Oops. Okay. I'm going to start back and saying the one I got. Oops. So I was saying, the pump that I got from my insurance had all these different parts that came with it. To put it together was the first problem. And then I tried it at 36 weeks.
Okay.
Because I was like, I should start lactating.
Oh
I had the app.
I
had the app that was telling me like, oh, by 36 weeks, your milk might start coming in. So I was like, I'm going to try it. And so I started pumping, and it hurt so bad. I was like, oh, hell no.
It hurts so bad.
So bad. And that's something else you should know too. If you're pumping, those first days, maybe weeks are going to hurt. But I tried it, and just to put it together, you have to sit there, plug it in, pump. And if you don't get enough milk, you got to go still wash all the parts. Like, it's so much work, honestly. But you do get a free pump from your insurance. So that's a really good point to bring up.
Yeah. And also the first time your baby latched on your boobs, we didn't talk about that.
We did not talk about that. Oh.
That was so painful.
Lijugesio.
Exactly, like lijugesio. It's like something you like, what is this?
And that's another reason why some people don't breastfeed, because it hurts so bad. They get traumatized. Exactly. They don't want to do it again.
They don't want to do it again.
Because I will say, I think it goes on for like, I don't know for you, like a week, where the first time she starts.
Oh, yeah, it hurts.
It hurts. It hurts.
That's true.
I don't know what kind of mouths those babies have.
And I'm like, oh my God. No, seriously, if you're not very tolerant to pain, that just, like you say, it can traumatize you, and you're like, no, I'm not doing this. You're getting the bottle.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because now I'm thinking about it again. I remember I would like avoid breastfeeding, and my mom would be like, "Joko with me," and I'm just like, no. Their mouths are like super suction cups. It hurts. I think more than the pump. Honestly.
No, it does hurt more than the pump. But then after I would say at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think at that time it doesn't hurt as much.
No.
It doesn't hurt as
much. Then by now, like I don't feel it anymore. She could be breastfeeding, and I know she's breastfeeding, but I don't feel pain anymore.
But it depends, because
if they bite,
when she sometimes, or she can just suck for a long time and it hurts, and I'm like, no,
that's true. Yeah,
I'm done.
That's true. Oof. Oh my God, I'm gonna tell you a story. I was 9 months. No. I don't know how many months pregnant I was, but you already had your baby.
Okay.
And you came over to visit, and my mom was here. So I must have been 9 months or going into my 9th month. And you were pumping while you were here, and I was looking at you like this.
Remember.
I was like, oh my God. I can't do that.
I was like, no, I have to pump before I go. Mind you, it's only a 30-minute drive. I'm like, no, I have to pump before I go. I'm here pumping. You're sitting there looking at me like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, good. Get ready for this.
And then when you left, my mom was like, Mom, that's my soul. And I was like, I never told you that before.
No.
But even then, I was just like, I already started getting nervous. And that's probably why I started pumping at 36. I was like, I need soul. Just seeing other people do it. And then you see on social media people who have an oversupply. We didn't talk about that. they give you anxiety because they produce so much milk.
Exactly.
They set the expectation that you're supposed to be pumping 10 ounces every session or 8 ounces. Yeah. I was lucky if I got 3-4 ounces per session.
That's true.
My best pumping session, I got 9 ounces, and I celebrated that day.
You probably
I was
told everyone.
Oh, I posted on social media. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Look at how much milk I had. But those are rare. Oversupply, undersupply, it doesn't matter. Just pump what you have. Feed your baby what you have, and they'll be fine.
And I mean, when it comes to pumping, definitely, I wish I've known what I know now. I would have stayed off social media because I feel like social media kind of, I wouldn't say influence, but was like, because I'm like, oh, in order for me to get supply, I have to pump, and you have to pump 2 hours, and you see new mom that will wake up she's like, oh, pump with me, and like it's like waking up at 4, at 6. And and then you see that and you think, okay, this is how it should be. No, it doesn't.
Yes,
you didn't. We did not need to pump every 2 hours.
We did not, especially in the middle of the night. I had alarm clocks going off every couple of hours just to remind me to pump. If I was out and I didn't have my pump on me, I would get nervous. Hey, Allah.
I still have breast milk in my fridge. By
really?
Yes.
I use it all up. When I was on the Senegal, I packed that and took it with me. Yeah. But it's stressful. It's a good, beautiful journey. Like you said, you do bond with your baby. It's honestly, I wouldn't take it back for the world. But there are some things that you need to know. So do your research, but don't do too much research. Don't go down the rabbit holes we went down. And
don't overwhelm yourself. Yeah, I think that's what it is. We overwhelm ourselves because we feel like we needed. Your body knows you have a baby and your body will produce.
That's
unless
true.
You're someone who has like they just can't produce milk, or their body is just not able, or their baby doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Just then formula. Nothing wrong with formula.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There is nothing wrong with giving your kids bottle or formula.
That's true.
You are still a mom.
That's true. That's a good point. I like that a lot. People need to hear it.
No, they do need to hear it, because if I was to go to the doctor and then she was like, oh, you should implement formula, I think I would feel like a failure. Because at that time, like mentally, I was like, oh, she has to breastfeed. If I don't breastfeed, I'm not a fit mom. Yeah. So
I had a situation like that where when we were still in the hospital, she hadn't been dispatched yet, but she was getting her glucose readings.
Oh, okay.
And they were low because my breast milk hadn't come and I got induced, so my body wasn't making as much milk. And the first day I was breastfeeding her every 30 minutes, like they told me, and like writing down how long she breastfed for.
I have the app too. Oh my God.
The doctors were coming and checking. They would do her reading and they were like, if it doesn't go above 50, she can't be discharged. So the first day I breastfed, she didn't go above 50. Second day, still. Third day, I said, can you give me a bottle?
Thank you. See?
Just give me a bottle. They gave her a bottle, and they had to be 2 consecutive readings over 50. I gave her a bottle. The next reading was over 50. The next reading again, over 50. And we were able to go home. If I sat there and was hard-headed about, I have to only give her the breast, no bottle, we would have probably still been there.
Yeah. No, and then another thing I want to mention, because I was told by someone who, a mom that was like, oh, make sure you tell them at the hospital not to give your baby bottle, because then if she start on the bottle first, she might not like the boobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then like you say, because imagine, and I don't know if I even told you that. Maybe I did, because me too. We're in the same category. But, I did. And I did tell my nurse, I'm like, I just want to,
breastfeed.
Fully breastfeed. So please don't give her formula. But imagine if I was in your situation, then I wouldn't have no choice but to give her formula. Yeah. So it's up to you. It's a personal choice.
It is. And you have to do what's best for the baby. Yes. Don't be so stuck on what you want to do too as a mom. Sometimes we want the best for our babies, obviously, but sometimes you just have to listen to what your child is communicating to you. If they're not getting enough from your breast milk, even if you're breastfeeding exclusively, if they're going into the doctor and they're not gaining enough weight, listen to what the doctor is saying. If they're saying give her formula or give him formula, do it. Just do it.
I mean, and I feel like you were pregnant for 9 months.
Yes.
And one day, one day, and then, you were in that table and you give birth. You are an amazing mother.
Yeah, just for that.
You created a whole human being. And then, like I say, the most powerful thing is being a woman, is being able to, create a life. So whether it's breastfeed or formula, you're still a mom.
You still are. You still are.
So,
well, thank you so much for joining me in this episode.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this was so good. I'm glad I have somebody to talk to. I'm not just sitting here talking to the wall. This was really nice.
And I love this because, like I say, before we didn't have this.
Yeah.
Whenever I used to go to YouTube, I would see white people, and it's like, it's not the same. So this is really great. You have created this space for people to, ask questions, or people to know like what to expect, because we don't have that. So thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, thank you. I'm definitely going to invite you for other episodes. We have play dates. Maybe we should start having the kids when they get a little older. We can have them as part of the episodes too. But we spend a lot of time together.
We have a play date scheduled for this weekend,
inshallah. So I'm definitely going to bring you on for other episodes. This was really nice.
Thanks
so thank you.
Me.
And thank you guys for listening. With that, we'll give you a rendezvous for the next episode.
Bye. Oh my God, Ida. I'm gonna